Our next presenter is Myriam Lanotte, and Myriam is a team leader of an IT team that supports Belgium governmental database of occupational pensions. The objective of your research is to explore pension communication and to optimize people's pension knowledge and ability to plan their pensions. So this is another real use case for decision modeling. And Myriam has deep knowledge of this decision vertical, and she will share what they did with us. Thank you. Go ahead, Myriam.
Thank you, Jacob. So I'm here to present you a project. This is a project that I built during here my PhD thesis. So the idea is to build an intelligent information system for the pension communication and to help people to make the right choices in the pension domain. And the idea is to present you here the Belgian case study. So first of all, I will start with a short introduction of myself, the project, and the objective of this presentation. After that, I will present a little bit the context and the situation of pension communication, the needs and expectation in the domain, the situation as is, and the situation to be, so the proposal. And I will also present some attention points and the further work. You have to know that this is a project which is still in the setting phase. So yes, so this is only for the moment an analysis, thus there is no yet proof of concept or deployment. So first of all, I will present myself. So just have said Jacob, I work now for 11 years as IT analyst and IT team leader for the occupational data bank in Belgium, occupational pension. So this is a governmental database which gather all information about occupational pension in Belgium. So this is the pension which is organized by the employer. I also have now 4 years research experience for my PhD research, and I work on the same domain in pension, and the objective is to build a multidisciplinary research on pension communication. The project here, the final objective is to analyze how to improve the pension decision capabilities of people and their pension knowledge through the communication, digital communication, and intelligence system. There is here a social and public interest. So this is very important, because there is no commercial interest here in this project. In this presentation, I would like to present you the interest and the need of a decision support system in this domain. And I would like to show you that pension planning, this is not just a question of business rules of decision modeling, but it is important to a priori have a strong requirement engineering analysis. So you will understand later during this presentation. Because after you will also understand that the modeling that we here propose has an impact on the decision modeling. So first of all, because I'm sure you are not all specialists in pension, I would like to explain a little bit the context and the problem in this domain. So in Europe, but this is the case all around the world, pension system face several major challenges. So demographic problems, fewer people in the labor market, and financial crisis. And this problem have led to different reforms. And we have observed that with time, there is a transfer of the risk and responsibilities in the hands of individuals. And this, we ask for people to be more committed and active in their pension planning. So they have to make their pension planning if they want to have enough money later. So we see more and more a shift from the responsibility into the hands of the individual. But we also see, on the contrary, that individuals do not seem interested in pensions. They have little knowledge of the pension system, and they don't want to invest time to build their future pension. This behavior is, of course, explained in different theories, behavior economic theories, Charles theory, cognitive science theories. And to summarize this theory, finally, the summary is that people have huge difficulties to make choices in this complex domain. We speak here about the future. You have to lose money today to perhaps, to have a pension later. This is the reforms also change every time. You have new rules, you have uncertainty, and so this is not a domain where people have facility to make a decision. But this is what it is asked from them. So here you see that there is a gap between what is expected and what is observed. And this is a huge risk for later and for people, because this is a risk to have not enough money to live later, to say it simply. There are some research in this domain, how to change this behavior, which is not expected, how to influence people, how to improve financial and pension literacy, and so on. But here in this project, we have decided we don't try to change or to influence people behavior. We will look outside to find a technological way to support people as they are, to achieve the final goal to make a good pension planning and to take the best decisions. So we will support people with a bounded rationality to make a rational choice. This is the idea of this project. So firstly, the idea is to build a communication information, a digital information, which is able to help people in this pension planning. And so we have firstly undertake research among 11 European countries to understand how they communicate about pension today, what is the situation and the challenge they face. And we have seen that since the last 10 years, all the efforts are focused on the development of digital pension platform, pension dashboard, pension tracking system. And there are a lot of dedicated workshops organized by European countries to tackle different important questions about this. Just what is a good digital pension platform? What are the needed functionalities? How to design such a platform, and so on. But all face the same challenges. And currently, there is only informative systems. So there is no decisional system which exists for pensions. And so this is very difficult to build this kind of platform in this context, because the pension systems are very complex. There are a lot of rules, different parts. It changes every time. You have to deal with citizens' expectations and needs. There are a lot of stakeholders. You will better understand with the case study after. And you have to take the consideration and the expectations of all stakeholders. There is a strong legislation also that you have to respect, and sometimes different legislations. It is also very difficult to reach people on this kind of platform with this kind of information. You have to deal with different phases in the life of people. So you have people in the accumulation phases and people in the decumulation phases, in the retirement days. And you have also to deal with different citizen profiles. So with different pension knowledge, but also financial and pension literacy. And you have to consider people behavior, just we have explained. So you directly understand that this is not easy to build this kind of platform, but this is very needed to support people in their pension planning to make the right decision. And so in the idea to build this kind of platform and to say user-centric, because the idea is to provide a service and to provide a support to people, the first step was to analyze, okay, but what is expected really from this kind of information system? what is expected to understand really what we have to build actually. So we have undertake a qualitative research among young Belgian people to understand what they expect from a digital platform about pensions. The idea here, this is based on the grounded theory. So our idea, and this is the idea for all the project, to start without any a priori, because there are a lot of a priori in the pension domain about what a digital pension platform has to be. But here we have started without a priori, and we would like to build a platform based on the expectation of the user. And so the idea here was a qualitative research, and we have proposed a quality model about all the qualities that are expected from this kind of platform for the user, the young people. And to summarize this, we have directly seen that this is not just a need of information. This is a need of a lot of more than just information. People, this is not that they are not interested in pension, and they expect a lot from this kind of platform. They expect, first of all, one place where they can connect to have all the information, whatever the stakeholders, whatever the pension system, and so on. That has to be centralized. Of course, they want to have information because a lot of people have no idea how does it works about pensions, the pension system, and so on. This is totally weird world. And so they want to get this information, but also a personalized information. So they want to know, okay, what is my situation? Whatever the structure and so on. And also, how can I improve this situation? Help me to do something. This is very important. They expect also an adaptive system. So they expect a system which avoid the overload of information, because this is complex enough. So they want a system which can decomplexify the problem and which can fit to their situation, exactly their situation, but also their characteristics. So for example, which adapt itself if you have a low financial literacy, for example, or low pension knowledge. So the idea is that the system can explain to you with easy word or word which fits to your situation and which give you just the information which is needed for you. And they also expect, and that is a very important point, they also expect that this platform is governed by the government. Why? Because they are aware that to provide all this information, there are a lot of personal data that you have to deal with. And so they have no problem if it's the government which deal this, and if the government also use all the data that it already knows in the social security network. So this is what is expected for this kind of system. So you directly see here that this is not just an informative system which is expected in this domain. From this qualitative research, we stay with our idea that we start without a priori, but also without a priori about what is the pension amount, and what is the pension planning. So this is people which have defined these three concepts. So pension, what is it? Pension amount and pension planning. In Belgium, we have three parts in the pension system: the public pension, the occupational pension from the employer, and the private pension. So pensions for people, it is all these parts. Pension amount is a global amount of these three parts, projected at the pension age, and net. It seems obvious, of course, because they want to know how much I will get in my pocket later. This is a very simple question, but you will see later in the case study that this is not a simple answer. And pension planning, the most important, what is pension planning for people? Because this is that we want to support. So to support the decision in the pension planning, we have to define pension planning. And for people, pension planning is very large. It is how much I have, what is my situation, what my situation projected at pension age, but also what if I do something now, the impact of this event, and an evaluation. Is it enough? It will be enough to leave later. And also, of course, if the system say it is not enough, what can I do to improve my situation? And so we have modelized this planning process in a CMMN model to show, okay, this is this process that we want to support in our decision support system. So you see that it will become a little bit complicated. You have different cases with different milestones to reach to be able to finally provide pension planning, or at least possibilities to improve your situation and give information about your situation. So this is what we want to support with the decision support system that we want to build. Okay, this is we have now an idea about what we have to do. This is also important now to explain to you the difficulty to support this decision in Belgium, at least, but I'm pretty sure that it is not very different in other countries. So today, if people want to execute this process from themselves in the situation as is, I will explain to you what they have to do. In Belgium, the pension system is divided in three parts: public, occupational, and private. There are different stakeholders for each part, and sometimes divided according to your professional status. You also have for each part a legislation. This is separately controlled, and there is a rules, calculation, and a structure which is different from each part and each professional status: employee, self-employed, civil servant. So what people have to do to execute this process today, actually? To execute this process, first of all, they want to have a general information about pension, because imagine I have no idea about the pension system. It's the situation of most people. So I have to get this general information from three different institutions. And this is also divided according if you are self-employed or if you are employee. So if you have a mixed career, it's also very difficult. This is firstly what you have to do to get general information. After, to get your current situation, you have also to connect to different institutions. And if you have chance, normally you receive an annual statement from the public pension, the occupational pension, and the private pension. If you are able to sum this is already a chance, but I've not mentioned it, but the public pension is in repartition. So this is an amount that you will get later. And the other part are in constitution. So to make sum of this is already not so easy. And to project the sum, project each part at the pension age, you understand directly that the decision rules become complicated, and that you have to find the right way for the projection. And after, you only have your current situation. You don't have any advice. You don't have any evaluation. And for this, this is the problem in Belgium. There is only a way for the public pension with a pension advisor to have advices and to evaluate or simulate impact of some choices. For the other parts, occupational and private pension, this is not so easy. You have to go to a broker or private pension institution, and so there you don't get any neutral information. This is always commercial information. So there is no way today in Belgium to have neutral decision support for all what people consider to be the pension. So that was no more clear for you. How is it complex to execute today this process for normal people? And I think that most of the people stop at the moment that they have to get the general information about pension, because it's very difficult to find the information, to find the institution which is responsible of this information, and firstly to understand that you have different parts. So you directly understand that a decision support system for pension planning is very needed, and that today the situation as is requires a lot of initiative, investment, time, and action from the citizen, and is totally against the behavior of people. So we have a proposal, naturally. So the idea here is to propose a system which will support this pension planning according to the expectation of the user, but the user is not the only stakeholders. Just as explained before, there are a lot of stakeholders around pension and pension information. Control institution, providers of the information, the providers of the different data, and the owner of the databases, and so on. So there are a lot of stakeholders. I would like to remember that one of the most important expectations of people is that this platform stay in the hands of the government. That is a trust, that have a trust label on it, and that finally there is only one place where they can find this information. So the collaboration of all the stakeholders is very, very important. Firstly, for the onboarding of all providers, because if you miss one of the provider, you don't have your overview, your global image, and you lose the centralization of the data. So the collaboration and the co-creation of this platform with all the stakeholders is very important. So we have started with the requirement engineering, and for this we have used ISTAR, which is a goal and agent-oriented methodology. Why we have chosen to use this methodology for the requirement engineering is because it is firstly based, actor-based. So we start, once again, without a priori of the system to be, without technical boundaries. We start to analyze all actors, analyze all stakeholders, analyze their intentions, to define finally the goals of the system to be. But firstly, we analyze each actor and their intentions without thinking about the system to be. So this is the first step. And here is the results of this first step. So this is a dependency diagram. We don't speak here about a system to be. This is just all the intentions and goals of each stakeholders with identification of all stakeholders. This in circles. This is the most important stakeholders in this process to be able to support the pension planning, and all the goals. And you see also, thanks to this analysis, you also see a strong dependency in our system among the different stakeholders to be able to achieve the different goals and intention for the systems. After that, we have taken the point of view of each stakeholders. So that was a co-creation. So this model were done in collaboration with all the stakeholders. So the legislator, the different governmental institutions, the control institution, the citizen also, and so on. So for each actor, we have performed a means-ends analysis to see how the actor has to, what he has to do, which task he has to perform to achieve the identified goal, and its own dependency with the stakeholders, which performed this for each stakeholders, actors. So here we don't speak about a system to be. We have analyzed it, the organization. And this then integrate the system and shift the responsibility of achieving the different goal and task in the system. And so here we have realized that based on the early analysis of requirements and the time that we have taken to analyze all stakeholders and to make an onboarding of all stakeholders in our modelization, we can finally give an overview of the functional and non-functional requirement of the system to be. And after this, we perform once again the means-end analysis, but this time for the system. And so what the system have to do, which task he has to execute to be able to achieve all these goals. And finally, provide a system which is able to support the pension planning that we have identified. And so it gives it this, I will make a zoom. So what is this? Finally, this is a decomposition. There is one presenter which already spoke about decomposition before. This is a decomposition and a decomplexification of our very complex process that we have to support. So each agent here has its own responsibility, its own task to execute, and is also independent and have its own intention and goals. So this is a way that for our system, which was very interesting, because with this we can decompose the complexity of our system. I will not enter in the details, but you have understand the idea. So no, because we are in a decision camp, I will speak about decisions, because now you see that, okay, you have different agents with different responsibility. And this is only now that we can analyze agent by agent, task by task, the decision that we can perform the decision modeling and analyze the decision, which is also decomposed in very little elements, and so we are able also to create this to more easily model the decision. Otherwise, it is a monster, and this is not possible to make this decision modeling. So that was also the message that I want to share with you, that in some context, a very important work is in the requirement engineering, of course, before starting with the decision modeling. And also here, there is also an intentional aspect. So each agent has its own intention, own objective, and so the decision modeling behind this will be influenced by this objective and also by the dependency of the agent. So here I made a communication diagram with the dependency. There's only a part, but you already see that each agent are dependent from another. There are some more independent agents, but there are agents which need the input of other agents to function. So this dependency has also an impact on the decision modeling. So that was very important to firstly identify the different, to identify this dependence to be able to model, to correctly model the decision behind each agent. And here, after this part, we have different agents with different goals and different type of agents. You have agents with communicate with the user, with external databases, which just collect information, which apply calculation rules, decision tree, other which are totally independent, other which are strongly dependent of another agent. And the idea after is also to integrate intelligence in this system to propose to the citizens also some way to make the right decision according to its characteristics and what other people have done before. You also can add other agents. For example, this is also the idea that this system can also give advices for the governments based on the decision which have made by and the different possibilities that we have presented to the citizens according to the preferences. The system can also learn this and also make advice and reporting to the government for better pension legislation, for example. And so this is at this moment that we can integrate decision modeling, but considering the goals, the intention of each agent, the dependency of each agent, and also the soft goals, so the qualities which were expressed by the different stakeholders. So the decision modeling will be, in this case, strongly influenced by the intentional and goal requirement modeling. This requirement modeling, we can integrate it in an iterative process. So this is also the idea of this decomposition and the analysis of the dependency. We can also, with risks and quality analysis, make a planning to phase this project, because you see directly that to really implement this project, it will not be very easy. At this moment, at this point, we are here in the setting phase, and we already see that this is a monster that we have to build to be able to provide this needed support for people for their pension planning. But this is very needed, and also this research at this point wants to give this message to the authorities and to the government that this is what people expect from the government and where we have to go if we want to answer to the expectation of all the stakeholders, not only the citizen. So, of course, you directly see that it's easy to have a black box effect, but also the decomposition and a proper iterative work can provide more control on the decision rules, on the decision tree, because this decomposition is also visual. This is not, I presented this to the different stakeholders, to legal people, and so outside the IT world, and everyone can understand this. And so it's also very easy to communicate with the different stakeholders according to their profile, to integrate their validation step by step in the system, to be able to provide a system which is the only one in Belgium with the governmental label on it, which provides trust, which provide data quality because the data come from the governmental authentic data sources. And so this is the idea, but of course, it has a lot of work, firstly in the analysis, because here is just a first draft, but it already takes a lot of time to provide this. But there are still a lot of work, because if I have to implement to analyze its decision, to model its decision behind its agent, it's a lot of work. I made here an example just for to give the current global situation. What does it mean is just how much people have. But this is not an easy answer, because you have the different parts, you have different calculation, you have projection to do, you have a situation in you have two parts in constitution, another in repartition, you have legal calculation formula, you have, so just to give this information, you have a lot of rules that you have to firstly analyze and after implement, but the analysis is already very difficult. And you have to let it validated by the stakeholders if you want to have this platform. And so now the further work, the idea is to provide, to go further in the analysis, of course, and after to create a proof of concept, because the first objective was also to prove that with this kind of system, we can effectively improve the capacity of people to make a decision with this decision support system, of course, and their pension knowledge, and which to prove that it decomplexify and change also the image of pension for them. To prove this, we have to find also the right interface for this kind of decision support system, which is very important in this domain, because how we have to communicate all these decision rules, all this information. This is also a big question, how to attract the people on the platform, because if you have a super good decision support system, but you have no visitor, the objective is not so achieved. And so the idea was to test it with user and also to improve it. The idea was also to test the adaptability of the model to other pension system, but because here that was only based on Belgium, and you see the strong dependency of the model to the Belgian pension systems and the Belgian people and the Belgian conception of pension, I don't know. And of course, because also the definition of pension planning, and so on is finally based on Belgian people. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Myriam. Very interesting questions. Okay, well, people think, and I want to ask if you already decide if you use any decision modeling tool, and if yes, which one?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I want to persuade people that there is an interest to there was a decision tool. No, not yet. No, I have to. Of course, you see in my presentation that was most focused on requirement engineering, of course, but because I had to do that to come to decision, actually, that was also the message. Those are not yet enter really in the decision modeling of each agent, because this is the second step of my project here. That was firstly to analyze all the system, all the situation, to identify what we have to provide, what is expected, and so on. And after, yes, I have to, but you directly see the huge work we have to do for the decision, and this step by step, and it is easier with the decomposition of the work, but it will be a very but this is very important, and yeah, I'm sure that this is very important for people also.
And you have very strong decision modeling school in KU so you can contact Professor Vansienen, and certainly you will get a good advice. And I also want to ask you if you can select little sub-problem from your big decision tree, and create from this just several rules, or maybe 5-10 rules, and create a use case that you can offer at the DMCommunity.org. If you go to DM, we have challenges. So because it will attract more people, and you will see some people will propose some proof of concepts. That's what we do on DMCommunity.org. Look on challenges. Okay. If you can propose something, it could be very interesting, and it will become something really tangible. Maybe it would be useful for you and for other people.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you, Myriam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.